So people always say that streaming is the best thing ever because you can pay only a certain amount of money and watch a certain amount of movies. Well, if you do not know, but streaming sites are censoring or even outright removing shows from and movies from there. For example, there was there's a very popular movie called Gone with the Wind. HBO Max removed that movie, and and then that was one of the moments people started to realize that hey, you know what? They were moving shows that people love, the movies and shows that people love, just for Twitter. That's all they always do it for Twitter. We all know they do, but certain Adult Swim episodes are being removed. Yes, these shows are being removed for Twitter as well. So certain Argentine Hunger Force and the Brown Dukes episodes were tired for Twitter, or due to cultural sensitivities, as they say it is. But we all know it's because of Twitter, because they want everything that they don't like or they don't agree with banned forever. It is essentially the same as burning books and stuff, because it's even though it is quote unquote offensive to Twitter, it still should be able to be seen by people. People should still be able to see it. And streaming is essentially doing the same thing. They are banning shows, they are censoring, they are changing things. For example, they changed something in Back to the Future on Netflix. Disney Plus censors a lot of movies and shows as well. They censored the Lilo and Stitch as well. And yeah, they're censoring, lots of shows on there. And now they're censoring HBO Max, which was supposed to be the streaming equivalent of HBO, has been censoring and removing shows for a while. Or another thing they'll do is add these trigger warnings for Twitter. So Twitter can so if one of the five people on Twitter might as stumble upon one of these shows, they can be reminded at the beginning that they'll be offended at least once throughout the movie. They can't watch a movie normally and be offended. That's how Twitter acts every single time they watch a movie. But yes, they have been removed. The daily beats of support. The Reddit users first pointed out that Hunger Force set episode 6 like we in the Dewey Boondocks, the story of Jimmy Rebel could not be found, only briefly found on HBO Max. It launched in the spring. Actually launched in like May, I think. But yeah, Say Like Me was a reference to John Howard Griffith look back like me. It was one to be like a stereotype. Of course, Twitter, they don't want that. They don't want an episode like that, okay? But most people that's not that bad, okay? It's not as bad as many other things. But of course, that's how Twitter feels like, okay? One's way, and after according to the IMDb description of the episode, and the description that runs a musical note in a racist country, Jimmy Rumble. Really, that episode's supposed to, that's I think that episode's supposed to be like anti-racism, but they removed it anyways because that's how Twitter is. But don't matter, there will still allow cuties on Netflix, for example. There's still allow cuties. That garbage on Netflix, but no, let's remove episodes of classic series. According to the source, one of these episodes was actually uploaded to an HBO Max due to the software error. It was monthly removed. The episodes in question were part of the original licensing deal between HBO Max and Adult Swim. But per Adult Swim spokesperson, the Sibling Truth episode will return to the Adult Swim site, HBO Max, after be temporarily rested. This moves platforms and other networks and TV platforms' decisions to ban movies and ban TV shows. They banned like episodes of the Golden Girls because they put mud on the characters' faces, which is absolutely ridiculous as well. And also let's not forget they banned Gone with the Wind. That's like the big thing. And they're not going over that though, because they don't want to tell you that HBO Max banned Gone with the Wind. But yeah, that's what they have been doing. They have been banning shows and banning stuff that they deem, inappropriate, or adding trigger warnings like if Dumbo. Freaking Dumbo has trigger warnings because Twitter can't handle watching that movie. And also they also put on of course, Blazing Saddles. it's just absolutely ridiculous the fact that Twitter continues to continues to have an influence in these shows having been banned. I won't be surprised if they do, because we all know if they left these episodes uncensored, Twitter would find them and they'll be complaining why HBO Max is supposed to have these responsibilities. We go over every single time. Responsibilities. You have to do as we say. And I bet HBO Max say, okay, we're sorry. We'll remove the episodes anyways because that's what we do. So, yep, that's basically about this episode, this video. Goodbye.